Greetings, I'm Dr. Lefkoff, and I will be your instructor as we dive in and explore how the world works through the lens of microeconomics and Econ 1, Principles of Microeconomics.
Hi, my name is Meredith Crane, and I will be teaching Econ 2, Market Imperfections and Policy.
Hello, my name is Fabian Trottner, and I will be your instructor for Econ 110B, Short-Run Macroeconomics.
Hi, my name is Mark Jacobson. I'm the instructor for Economics of the Environment, Econ 131.
In this course, we will introduce the key conceptual framework and philosophy that economists use for making predictions about how the world works, that being economic models. Economists use models as scientists to explain not only how the world works, but also as policy advisors to improve it. The key model that we will spend most of the time of the course exploring is the competitive market model of supply and demand.
So in this class, we will look at ways in which markets deviate from the perfectly competitive framework that was introduced in Econ 1. So we'll look at this within the wider context of ways in which the government can intervene in markets to appropriately guide and prescribe policy.
Econ 110B, we study why the economy sometimes falls sick in the short run. That includes studying inflation and unemployment, and it will bring us to trying to understand some of the most tumultuous times that world economies have gone through, starting with as early as the Great Recession, but then later on covering the financial crisis and in recent years COVID. All of these periods were driven by different types of shocks, but we will learn one model to get one perspective on all of them.
We cover a very broad range of material to do with environmental policy and, in general, how economics can be applied to the environment and to thinking about environmental questions. So a lot of the things that we talk about are close to my own research. So we talk about energy economics, use of fuels, particularly in people's cars and trucks, climate change.
It's a way of thinking that one can apply to nearly any social interaction to make predictions about how things work. A very common misperception is that economists mostly work and study money, and it might be the case you find economists working in banking, finance, and government, but you may also find them working for video game developers, technology companies, and professional sports teams. Being creative in situations where you can use economic tools can open many unexpected doors.
So there's a misconception that economic theory thinks only about maximizing profit or individual utility. But in this class, we learned that that actually isn't true at all. Economic theory has a lot to say about important issues like environmental pollution, and in this class, we will begin to explore these issues. A lot of my students are surprised by the breadth of topics that economics can cover.
When teaching this class, I always find that students are surprised by how applicable the content is to their own lives and experiences. So the experience of inflation, for example, it's something that we've all been going through in the last 2 years, and I think they find it surprising how much of an applied perspective they get on it in an otherwise relatively theoretical class.
I think the reach of economics into policy can be a little bit surprising for some, so we go through a lot of exercises to try to, again, to think about how you might value a particular environmental amenity or environmental good. And then we think about, well, it may cost something to improve that environmental amenity or to preserve it for future generations. And government actually relies a lot on environmental economics to do this.
My favorite part of teaching the class is certainly seeing those light bulb moments occur in lecture. Being able to see one person change the way they think about a problem in real time is extremely rewarding. Getting to see that multiplied by an entire classroom full of students is truly special.
Just given the content we cover in the class, there's a lot of opportunity for students to engage with each other, to just offer their peers their own perspectives on policies, and there's also just a lot of opportunity for class discussion.
I really enjoy getting to interact with our students and seeing someone's face when they are first exposed to an idea for the very first time. People react very differently, and it brings out very interesting perspectives that change every year, so that's something I look forward to every year.
So my favorite part, I think, is when I talk about a lot of my own research, which is close to environmental, and particularly I study cars and trucks and people's choices about what to drive, and it's a time when I learn a lot about you and what kinds of cars you might have or want to have in the future, and how those decisions get made. The other piece that makes it exciting to talk about transportation and cars now is that we're in the middle of possibly the biggest transition in recent decades with the switch to electric vehicles.
Welcome again to Economics at UCSD.
And welcome again to UCSD Economics.
Welcome again to Economics at UCSD.
See you in Econ 131.